Good morning, everyone. Oh, my dreadlocks are stuck to my... Yeah. Great. So I only have 10 minutes, so I'm going to get right into it. I'm going to ask a question. Have you ever had a cop point a gun directly at your face? I have. It was scary, but it helped me know my place. That's a line from a poem by David Nasario called Hunted in Your Own Home. And as I was thinking about what to talk about today, because I usually don't, I'm not, I'm intuitive. I kind of go with whatever's on my heart to speak about. That's what spoke to me. And I thought about what's my place in the psychedelic space, right? And how have I been able to conceptualize that over the time that I've been involved. So I had my first psychedelic experience in 2016 by myself, kind of sought it out on my own. And for about 2 years after that, I didn't have anybody that I could share with about what I had experienced. None of my friends were into this space. I live in a small town outside of Philadelphia that is not, really, at least then, wasn't really into these kind of conversations. So I spent those 2 years, and then I decided, you know what, I'm gonna seek out a space where I can bring those experiences and potentially be able to tell my story or be reflected by the stories that I hear. So I made a trip twice in 2018 to New York City. The first time it was for a training, and I was one of 5 people of color there, and 2 of them I brought with me. And the second event that I came to was to Horizons. And I'm happy to say that I see things much differently, happening much differently now, at least to my experience in 2018. But when I came here, I didn't see my story reflected. And the only talk that I think that I walked away from at that time that impacted me was Dr. Monica Williams' presentation on racial trauma. So I came here looking for community, looking to have somebody who could validate my story and share. And I met a few BIPOC folks, but I ended up going back to Pennsylvania kind of on the same way that I got here. So, what was my place in this space, right? For me, at the time, the message to me was that my place was to be invisible. And so I went back home, and from 2018 until now, I got my master's degree in social work. I did my graduate research on psychedelics. I graduated and got my license as a social worker, became the first male of color to be selected by Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf for the William Penn Fellowship. Completed a concurrent fellowship with the National Juvenile Justice Association Network. Within a year and a half of being in that fellowship, I was promoted. I ended up as the Deputy Director of the Office of Advocacy and Reform, where we established the first Racial Day of Healing in Pennsylvania history. We did trauma training. We presented psychedelic information to state leaders, worked with Brett and Reason for Hope on federal policy and state policy, got my training in MDMA and in ketamine, and a bunch of other stuff, right? And all of that so that I could have 10 minutes to tell my story on the last day of the conference, respectfully. I think that the folks that are going to join us today and talk about decolonization and talk about race and talk about the history of these medicines should be interwoven into the conversation. because they inform how we invest, they inform how we build startups, they inform how we use these medicines. And so my call to action is that's considered moving forward. And I came here to be the medicine. It's not about my story, right? I know that there's people here, people of color, young people, who are here looking for community, who are here asking themselves, like, how can I be a part of this? What's my role? I don't have a PhD, I'm not a researcher, I'm not a therapist, how can I participate? And I hope that you walk away from this today knowing that you don't have to be any of those things, and who you are and what you bring and the story that you have and your experiences and your entire being is worthy of being here and in any space that you occupy. And I also want to tell you that no matter how many things you do, this world is going to continue to try to put you in the place that it perceives that you should be. And so I want to share a video with you all of something that happened 6 weeks ago in Pennsylvania on my way back from a therapy training with my two best friends who are also social workers. And after that, I'll leave you with a piece that I wrote that really is me claiming my place. And if you could show the video, please.
Hi guys, how you doing today? Most days actually, listen man, the reason I'm stopping you is two things. One, the window tint, and two, the license plate cover, okay? It was just hard to read your tag, okay? You said your driver's license and registration on you, sir?
Yeah, the registration in the glove department right there.
Absolutely, go ahead and grab it. Is there a firearm in the vehicle today?
No firearm, yeah.
Just the way you're holding your hands, but that's all it is. Like, First, I think I saw your license to carry right there.
No, we don't got no firearms. No.
Yeah, is that your license to carry though?
Yeah, but that's old, man.
Oh, okay.
Expired.
I saw it in his hands. I was like,
Yeah, we're therapists, man. Hey, we're therapists.
Social workers.
Yeah, we don't have guns.
oh, really?
Yeah, you want my D2 for my work? Yeah, we're all social workers, bro.
I mean, you can show it to me, but I don't really need to see it personally.
That's fine.
You want to show it to me? What do you guys like? What do you guys do? No, I don't mind me asking.
We're therapists. We're coming from training.
Well,
The
what do you think?
Institute of Philadelphia. That's what
Oh,
Yeah, we're just therapists trying to, you know.
I got you, man.
That's cool.
What do you guys like? I'm not trying to be like a jerk. What do you guys actually like do? Like, don't therapists to me like you just like talk to people about
Yeah,
the
people
problems
with mental health, man.
Oh, mental health. Okay, that's what I meant. Like,
302s? You know 302s?
Yeah.
I deal with all them. Yeah, I take care of them.
I bet.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Good for you.
That's my
I'm pretty good with them too. Don't get me wrong, but like.
None of all that stuff I told you about matters. That's still the place that I'm told to be in every day. Yeah. So I'll leave you with this piece. And this is me creating and using my story to make my own place, and I hope that you know that your stories are also valuable and your voice is also valuable, and you have the right and to tell your own story and to reshape your reality. So here it is. I'm the man in the arena. It's about time that I said it. I'm done waiting on external validation for the credit. Pay me what I'm worth, I take check, cash, or debit. Or pass up the opportunity and I'll make you regret it. I'm on a life's mission to truly honor my mother. She looked me in my eyes and said, there'll never be another. I ain't worried about the clout, attention, or standing out. I'm an alchemist who mastered fueling his dreams from doubt. I don't want you to follow me, I'm just here to inspire. So when they tell you no, you walk around and reach higher. I know your pain, know your fears and your desires. The only way to overcome the struggles is to walk the wire. For even if you fall in the abyss, you will have won by the simple act of dying for the dreamers yet to come. If you're trying to feel my energy, just picture where I'm from. My mama gave me the knowledge she extracted from a slum. I combined it with the lessons that I gathered from my hood. Transcendence was the product. I'm just making sure we good. So I don't mind the bruising, the sweat, blood, and the tears. I'm willing to pay the price of overcoming all my fears. Authentically exposed, wearing no protective gear. I die for what I believe. I know exactly why I'm here. Eyes swollen, breathing heavy, but the picture's crystal clear. My ancestors set the target, and I'm the tip of the spear. We are the medicine. I love you. Ubuntu.